Hello, everybody. How you doing? It's Dom. We are here. We are back in the wrestling kitchen 20 minutes after the AEW live stream on our channel should appear tonight or tomorrow. Thank you guys so much for joining. I believe we're up to 320 subscribers now, which is cool because I didn't see that till the end. A big night for wrestling. Obviously, there were other places for people to be, but people came, saw me in the wrestling kitchen talking about AEW, which was cool. Just me on my own, so no glitz, no glamour, because Anthony's not here. He's doing social things, real life stuff. So it was just me tonight. So thank you for everybody who joined us and supported us. AEW came. Jack, our moderator, has a screenshot. So we can actually prove it happened. I think my buddy Chris actually also came on. And so we actually have a screenshot of the fact and proof that AEW joined us for a live stream of Dynamite, which is super cool, super cool for us. Like we just didn't. I didn't think that was going to happen. I mean, who would predict that? You know what I mean? Who would predict that? It's incredible to be able to have AEW actually stop in with us. Was awesome. Just so cool. So yeah, I'll stop gushing about that now. We are obviously AEW tonight, so I'm going to run through. It's not going to be quite as comprehensive as perhaps Anthony's are, because he's awesome at it, and I missed him tonight. I genuinely missed Anthony, and I know some of you guys did as well. But thank you so much again for joining. Oh, he's here. Hey, Ant's here. Awesome. I wouldn't have said that if I knew he was in. But yeah, it was a great show. So just giving down. So we had some really cool matches. FTR took on Private Party first off. Really, really enjoyed this match. Started off pretty quickly. Aubrey Edwards was the ref. It was, just always great to see her call the action. Cash and Dax do some really good tag team moves here. I'm getting more and more into Private Party the more I see them. And the same with FTR. I love, I make a comment on the stream. I love their sparkly pants. This is Private Party, and I love their moves. I think they are better. I suppose it's an obvious comparison to make, but I think they're better than the Street Profits. I think they're a better tag team, faster and more agile, and just a better, more well-oiled, sort of tag team. FTR, of course, are number one in the ranks. Great, just a great team. Some great double team efforts, great chops, classic maneuvers from FTR across the board, really. Really, and also, I had a new appreciation for Private Party's moves. There was some really cool springboard moves, like springboard stunner, which was great. Like I say, really, really cool match in general. Really nice spot where Cash hit like a classic spine buster and did some really nice. They both did some really nice leapfrogs. One of the things that really stood out here is Tully Blanchard. Tully Blanchard is with FTR. And that's huge. You know what I mean? Obviously, you've got Arn Anderson with Cody, and you've got Tully with FTR. You couldn't get a more classically kind of a classic tag team, really, with just the right chops to take over the world. And I would imagine, even because they're now the number one contenders, and there's a gauntlet next week to see who's going to go on and face Cash and Wheeler, FTR for the titles. So I think that's going to be amazing. You know what I mean? I imagine 100% that FTR will be the next champions. I know AEW comes under a lot of fire for making WWE guys champions, but I think certainly tonight, no spoilers, of course, you have to keep watching the review. And, if they did make FTR tag team champions, that would not be the worst thing for them to do. I'm just a huge fan, really. Okay, cool. So just do a quick chat before we move on. So yeah, Jack, thank you very much for taking the screenshot, man. I can't believe that happened. Happy to help. Give me a whole year. It's unadulterated fun. That's a credit to both of you. Thank you. Did you just dab Anthony? Who do you think would be better with FTR, Tully or Ann? Dude, yeah, FTR, 100%. Absolutely. Tully and FTR are a match made in heaven. How was your night, by the way, dude? Thank you for coming on chat before. I'm sorry for taking the mic out of your grammar. It was just nice to have you. That was a real highlight. That introduction really helped me out. So thank you so much for being there, everybody. Was you right about Pat McAfee or washable marker? I'm here doing AEW, man. I've got my cup of tea. I'm on a deadline, so I'm going to try and catch up with WWE stuff after this. But we're on AEW now, so I'll just move on. Okay, we had a Jon Moxley promo. It was a real good promo. A lot of people don't like his promos, but very intense. They want to ban the paradigm shift. Basically Moxley was that comes up in the MJF promo, which is coming up. But Moxley cut a really good promo, really intense, saying that little things like MJF hadn't had his virginity taken yet, and Moxley was going to crack his skull in. So it was quite cool, quite more funny and intense rather than just the usual intensity we see from Moxley. MJF cuts a promo from his headquarters, his sort of presidential headquarters. He's in a neck brace, selling that they really need to get rid of the paradigm shift. The double arm DDT, one of my favorite finishers of all time, of course, championed by the likes of Cactus Jack. I'm a huge fan of the way Moxley does it as well. So MJF has an attorney, a guy called Mark Sterling. They've got 5 million signatures to get rid of this movie. So it's a move. In reality, it's like, I think it's like 4,000. It's not quite 5 million to get rid of this move. But I think the stipulation for that match is that Moxley can't use the paradigm shift as a result of MJF being in the neck brace. So we'll do another match and then I'll check chat. Lucha Bros and Butcher and Blade versus Jurassic Expression Natural Nightmares. Loved this. I've never really impressed with QT Marshall, but he kind of stood up. He stood out with some good moves here. Really cool. Really cool high flying work from the Lucha Bros. Butcher and the Blade, I'm getting more and more into them too. I like their look. I like their vibe. Just a shame Ali left them for the Nightmare Sisters. I didn't really get that. I thought that was they were a really good combo. But anyway, so really good teams. Dustin had a really good showing here. Every time Dustin Rhodes has a good showing, I feel great because he's just a brilliant worker. Phoenix and Penta, though, man, incredible. The dynamic between Luchasaurus and Penta, particularly, I want to see a one-on-one match with those guys sooner rather than later. And I'm sure it has been done before on the indies and stuff. But I tell you what, Luchasaurus is like, he's an incredible movie. He did this Black Mass thing into like a moonsault. Incredible. But yeah, really, really big fan of this match. I think there was a lot of they ended up selling this kind of dissension between the Butcher and the Blade and the Lucha Bros, which led to the end of the match where Phoenix and Blade start bickering, and then Penta pushes Blade, and then Jungle Boy gets a roll up. I'm really not doing this match too much justice in terms of just how good it was. I was a huge fan of it, but the best bit, and Anthony would have loved this had he been there. Eddie Kingston comes out to get everybody together, all the heel teams. So he's like, why are Penta and Phoenix and Butcher and the Blade arguing? Gets everyone together, have a group hug, almost like they're forming a faction. And Eddie Kingston sort of winks at the camera like he's got something planned. Eddie Kingston, man, one of the best promos in the business right now. He says they know everybody from the indies. Everybody knows everybody else. They've worked together for years. They've done stuff for years, and now they've come together. And I think there's going to be some kind of faction there, so that's exciting. Just before we move on, I'll check chat just because obviously there's people are talking. Okay, cool. So Jack's checking on Anthony's night. Scott Frame, Pat McAfee. I'm going to stay away from that. I'm going to do it. I think Edge and Christian used double arm DDT too. Did they really? Interesting. I didn't know that. I was going to go to AEW tonight, but did not want to miss Pat McAfee live. 100% facts. Dude, I'm looking forward to seeing it. Scott Frame. Yes, I mean, Stephen Amell did good against Stardust years ago, but Pat did incredible. Wow. Okay. So that's big. So I'm looking forward to seeing what happens with Pat McAfee then, guys. Here it's better than Ronda. Wow. Okay, cool. Yeah, you can't wait to see more from Eddie Kingston. Dude, I knew you'd love it. Something else you'd love as well, just from my notes, a promo from Britt Baker offering Kit Sabian and Penelope Ford a year of free dental work to join their team against Big Swole. Baker was taking the mick out of Kip Sabian and Penelope Ford kissing and saying that causes like a dental issue, all the saliva and stuff. That was pretty funny. Orange Cassidy comes out for an interview next, obviously plugging the fact that Cassidy beat Jericho. Tony Schiavone introduced Cassidy. He comes out with best friends. Cassidy's leaning on Schiavone, about to give his promo. Jericho comes out. He puts over Cassidy. That's really important here, this match. So this is his match. He puts over Cassidy, says that he beat him and congratulations, and then comes up with this, comes up with his match. Okay, so he wants to toast Cassidy. He wants to give him a toast. He comes out with his bubbly. Obviously, he makes an allusion to Cassidy loving orange juice, and he obviously loves the champagne. So he comes up with this match. Remember, like this is like a Money in the Bank, because I know Jericho came up with Money in the Bank, right? So he comes up with this Mimosa Mayhem match for All Out. Okay. And it's basically you can either win this match by pinfall submission or getting thrown into this big vat of mimosa, which sounds kind of fun. And I think, I don't even drink a lot, and I'd watch that. And I think Jack said the same thing. So that was Jericho's idea. And this, maybe we'll see another match. Maybe we'll see more of this. Maybe it'll become like a yearly thing, the Mimosa Mayhem match. That'll be interesting. Okay, cool. So we booked that match, and then the Inner Circle come out and beat Orange Cassidy down, beat Best Friends down, stand tall. I think Cassidy's winning that rubber match. I don't know what you guys think. Let's just do a quick check in chat. Jack says, I'm told a little bit of the bubbly, a little bit of the bubbly is actually good, dude. Maybe. I've not had any, but I've heard it's good too. I've heard it's all right. Okay, cool. The Dark Order versus the Elite. Man, I'm again hugely into the Dark Order at the moment. Hugely into what they're doing. They've taken over, man, quite literally, as we find out soon. The Bucks, though, man, quality moves here. Like really, really fantastic high-flying stuff, which you would expect from them. The dynamic between Kenny and Bucks, they're really working on that. Obviously, Kenny going back to his, I think Anthony's talked about this and other people, Kenny going back to his cleaner persona, going back to heel. Standout performance from the Dark Order was Allin Engels. He was doing great stuff before he joined the Dark Order, but it's really cool that he's getting that push in the Dark Order now. Matt and Nick Jackson working really well. Lots of really cool dives. Most of the time, Bucks are in control. Kenny Omega gets the tag, tag. And there's there was some really good moves from there because Kenny's cool, man. Kenny's cool. He got such a good moveset. And again, I'm not always sold on him, but tonight he really did some really good storytelling. There was some really good storytelling with him kind of going darker and stuff. And on that note, I want to congratulate the Dark Order for their really cool double tombstones pile driver spot just before the Meltzer driver gets hit. And then the one-winged angel gets hit for the win, allowing the Elite to be victorious. Like I say, there was a lot of close calls, really nice in terms of highlights of moves. Dark Order hit a stomp from the top rope, which was cool. Allin Engels did Allin Engels. Oh, yeah, that was it. I'm remembering. They did this kind of spot very similar to the Bucks with Sammy Guevara, where Allin Engels took a super kick from the top rope. I love that stuff. He actually sold it really well. And then I think it's not the Meltzer driver, it's the Indie Taker, they call it. and that was brilliant. It was an assisted one where Omega launches, I think it's Nick, over himself, and then they get the Indie and then a one-winged angel for the win. So that was cool. Not my match of the night, but a really good, really good match. And again, Omega after the match goes to powerbomb. I think it's Engels on the chair, but the Bucks stop him, and then Omega goes off in a hook. So again, really pushing that kind of heel Omega thing. Just gonna take a sip of tea. Yeah, so let's just check in chat as well. Right, not big on drink, but I like flying. We all have weirdness, absolutely, dude. Right, what a great concept. I've seen them most of his orange juice and champagne mixed together. Yes, it is. They do it on planes a lot. I've had some most of before. Wrestle Story, can you promote for a minute? Hell yeah, dude, of course you can, absolutely. Yeah, hey, welcome back, guys. Cool, yeah, okay, so Darby Allin returns next in a really good match with Will Hobbs. Really into Will Hobbs, big dude, very similar sort of build, strength to Keith Lee. And I know that sounds like an obvious comparison. Excuse me. Choking on my tea. But he's really powerful, really agile, really wants it, keeps screaming to Darby, he needs this. So yeah, Allin really sold for him. Really sold for Will Hobbs. I wonder if we'll see more of him coming up soon. Yeah, like it was decent. They both sold for each other. You know, Will Hobbs kind of threw Darby Allin around for a bit, so you kind of think, you know, Allin might lose this, and then Allin gets a springboard coffin drop, and then hits him a springboard from the ropes, and then hits an actual coffin drop for the win. So that was cool. After the match, this was got really good. Taz got upcut promo, introduced Ricky Starks, but dressed as Darby Allin. Says, "Oh, there's a new member of the team, Taz, in addition to Starks and Cage." And says, "Oh, his name is Darby too." Starks comes out, takes the mick out of Darby Allin's emo sort of persona. He has emo written on his chest, dressed entirely like him. Says, "Oh, you know, I live for pain," stuff like that, you know, being sort of cliche. Darby wants him to come down, but then Brian Cage attacks him with the belt. I'm unsure where they go with this. Do they go with Allin to the FTW title? But then is it too early for Brian Cage to lose? Or I think they're going to go with Ricky Starks in the interim. But who wins that? Because this is a good promo. You know, Starks was great. I was really into Starks' promo here. A lot of hate going in there, so I'm going to sneeze. Excuse me, guys. Yeah, a lot of hate for Darby from Starks, which really adds to the kind of really adds to the storyline. I'm really into it. I mean, I know I'm a massive goth, and I probably would be, but I'm really into the I'm really into the kind of hatred that Starks has for Darby and this whole kind of FTW title thing being in the mix. There's a commercial. Sammy Guevara comes out, cuts a promo on Matt Hardy using cue cards, but the cue cards start changing from Sammy style cue cards to Hardy style cue cards, and it says how he's reeling them off, and Hardy's like, Sammy will be broken and stuff. Sammy realizes in time for Matt Hardy to come out, bashes him with a chair repeatedly. It was intense, insane, man. Like Hardy's going for the revenge against for the chair shot hurled around the world, where Sammy literally hurled a chair in Matt's face, and it wasn't supposed to go down like that, and they've used it in storyline. So yeah, Matt Hardy goes for the repeated chair shots. Still going after a break, actually. So there was a lot of chairs here. Hardy goes for the chair. Goes for a seated chair like the one that Guevara threw at him, but he gets stopped, and he puts Guevara through a table as well. Yeah, the referees kind of stop him from using the chair in the same way that Sammy did, and that was really interesting. Matt Hardy shouts after Sammy, who gets escorted out of the arena, "It's not over until I end him." I'm into this feud now. Obviously, Matt Hardy's taken a while to get into stuff, into AEW, but I think he's kind of finding his footing now. So I'm quite excited to see how that works and how this dynamic goes, because I don't think there's a better performer for him to go against at this point than Sammy Guevara. Really cool thing that happened. One of my highlights was Thunder Rosa from NWA with the NWA title challenges Hikaru Shida for All Out. So, Anthony particularly was looking for a challenger for Thunder Rosa. And we were talking about the lack of challenges. A challenger for Hikaru Shida. And we were looking at the lack of challenges. And I think we found one. Thunder Rosa is amazing. I'm down with this. I'm really down with this. Thunder Rosa is great. And I wonder if this is the gateway. Me and Jack were talking in the chat. I wonder if this is a gateway for guys like Nick Aldis, who, of course, has done an interview with us on the channel. Another NWA talent into AEW. Very exciting times. Before we go on to the next match, I'll just check in chat, make sure everyone's all right. Right. WrestleStory have a copyright strike. Can't stream. That's a shame. Real shame, guys. I'm so sorry. I did hear about that, a little bit about that earlier. Sorry about that. Please go and support the WrestleStory. Nobody knows why yet. So they're going to go and record a review, so go and support them. Vince does hate sneezing. Well, it doesn't matter because we don't need Vince because we got AEW in the stream, so it doesn't matter, right? I'm going to use that forever. I'm so chuffed. Jack says utter trash about the WrestleStory situation. Yes, it is, absolutely. Sorry, guys. So sorry about that. I don't blame you for ranting. May even do a tweet and I'll share it. Yeah, we'll share. Darby, you're doing such an awesome job. Oh, dudes. Oh, thank you. Yeah, well, it's not. I miss Anthony a lot, and I'll be honest, it doesn't really feel the same. But it was great having Jack there, and especially when the AEW thing happened. I didn't know what to say. I didn't know what to say. I know I should have come up with a joke, shoulda, coulda, woulda, or something. Jack had something to say, but maybe Anthony would have got there. Maybe Anthony would have got there fine first. But hopefully they'll come back. Who knows? Hopefully they'll subscribe or something. Thank you. You're doing such a great job. Oh, dude, yeah. Like I said, I know I just read that, but I'm so buzzed. Thank you, because it's like 2:45. I've got a deadline this weekend for college. I'm needing some inspiration, so thank you so much for the support. Ramon Lopez, 4 Horsemen. Yeah, man. Who's your 4 Horsemen? Who are they? Who would you have? Are we talking AEW or are we talking WB? I'm thinking Tully, FTR, maybe Sean Spears if we're talking AEW. Anthony gives me 3 out of 5 gay stars. I'll take it. Give me a whole year stars. Cool beans. Cool beans. Okay, cool. So we've got a couple more matches to go. Ivelisse and Diamante versus the Nightmare Sisters. Ivelisse and Brandy Rhodes starting the match. I'm big into Ivelisse and Diamante. This was actually one of my favorite matches of the night. Not so much into the Nightmare Sisters. I thought they were going to win. Obviously, we just had AEW in the chat this time, and I was kind of nervous to call the nepotism of having the Nightmare Sisters in this spot. Obviously, we appreciate AEW for being a part of it, but like I say, I was almost certain Nightmare Sisters were going to win this. Ivelisse and Brandy start out. Not a huge fan of Brandy's in-ring work at the moment. I know she's going to get better. I know she's got a figure and stuff. There was a kind of cringy moment where Dustin plays with the figures of Brandy. So Ivelisse and Diamante look great. They're on fire. They're doing really well. I really like Vader Scott on commentary. By the way, that was something else that kind of picked up today. Vader Scott replacing. Dear me. See, I had it in the stream. I know I mentioned the commentator, but anyway, Vader Scott is doing some good job on commentary. So we'll see. I know Chris Jericho is meant to return next week, but I was into that. Some decent moves, double teams from the Natural Nightmare. Sorry, the Nightmare Sisters. Much more into Ali. I think Ali's got a lot to offer this team, even though, like I said, I'm not sure why she had to leave Butcher and the Blade, because that was a much better gimmick. I mean, there was some good moments here. Diamante and Ivelisse, did some really cool moves. Brandy did like a really cool double underhook thing. It looked like she was going to hit a pedigree. Me and Jack were convinced she was going to hit a pedigree. And that would have been interesting. That would have been an interesting pop to see. QT Marshall gets involved to kind of distract Ivelisse and Diamante. And we think then the Nightmare Sisters are going to win after that distraction. But Ivelisse, I think it's Ivelisse gets a snapmare and a kick on I'm all heads and tails now because it's so early. Gets an Ivelisse, gets a snapmare and a kick on Allin. There we go. And it looks kind of weak, but I like it. It's like a snapmare kick thing and for the win. And Ivelisse and Diamante get the win, and I think that was great because I've been a fan of them as a tag team. I know they've not been tagging for too long. I know Anthony wasn't huge on them, but it was actually a really decent match. And I think they kind of made up for Brandy's kind of weaknesses here. But like I say, I've got I'll give her the benefit of the doubt. I'm sure she's going to improve a lot over time. They've got the right backing with the Natural Nightmares behind them and stuff. So we'll see what happens. But I would hope that sooner or later the Nightmare Sisters will break up and she'll go back to that gimmick. But that's just me hoping she'll go back to the Butcher and the Blade gimmick where she's the bunny. But yeah, really pleased for Ivelisse and Diamante. Really, really cool kind of two women that have come into their own since becoming a tag team. I don't think they quite kind of hit their stride as individuals. So they celebrate with their flags, which was a really nice moment, and near the cup, and that was cool. Obviously a huge part of the audience, will have appreciated that. Definitely a good decision, I think, to have Ivelisse and Diamante as tag team champions, women's tag team champions at this time. Before we go into the main event, I am just going to take a sip of tea and I'm going to check the chat. Okay, cool. Right. AEW, Ramon Lopez. Okay, then, dude, let's do it. All right. So I say Spears, FTR, Tully. I'm trying to think of one more. Maybe Matt Cardona, who used to be Zack Ryder in WWE. Give me your AEW 4 Horsemen. Let's go. Oh, well, actually, no, that wouldn't be 4 on my part, would it? So, yeah, Tully, FTR, and Sean Spears. There you go. That's my 4 Horsemen. Nothing to do. Don't put Matt Cardona in there, right? So yeah, go on, Ramon. Give me your 4 Horsemen, please, of AEW. Just sent the tweet out. That's cool, Maven. We'll get that retweeted. Cool. RR once Dom's finished. Oh, thanks, Jack. Appreciate that. Thanks, Maven. We'll do as soon as this is done. What time is Takeover finishing? You guys sort that out because obviously we want to support the Wrestle Story as much as we can. Jax sent the tweet out. That's good. Cody. Okay, so Ramon says Cody is in there. Cool, man. Yeah, makes sense. Give me 3 more. You got 3 more, right? All right. So I'll check that out in the. Excuse me. I'll check that out after I do the main event. So okay. So let me just try and think. So this was a squash. Brodie Lee squashed him. Hits the super kicks. Hit a power bomb, which are all his kind of signatures and were his signatures in WWE. Cody comes out before this, by the way, looking buzzed. He looks super happy to be champion. So you think, man, he's going over here. Cody's going over, right? Brodie gets him in the ring. 2 super kicks, power bomb, and a lariat, and it's done. Brodie Lee, new TNT champion, man, crazy. Like I say, WWE, people can give AEW flack for bringing WWE guys and making them champions, but Brodie Lee deserves this, man, 100%. Dark Order are an incredible faction and absolutely taking over. So after this, they smash the Nightmare family. They bring everybody out. They bring Dustin. They bring QT. Everybody. I don't know whether Ali was in there, but they bring everybody out and just break and just kill them. Cody gets stretchered out. Brodie Lee goes after the stretcher, tips it up. Brandy comes out to save Cody. The rest of the Dark Order bring out QT, Dustin, and just destroy him. Brodie breaks a bag over Cody's head, which turns out to be the old the old championship. Like the old, it's just bits. It's in bits, and it gets broken over Cody's head. And like it was awesome. What a great finish, and what a great visual to end this week of Dynamite. Obviously competing with NXT tonight. So yeah, great visual to get people talking. The Dark Order taking over, man. The Dark Order taking AEW away from the Nightmare family, from Cody and Brandy, as it seems. So yeah, what a finish and what a win for Brodie Lee, man. And great to see him in that position. So yeah, cool guys. That was my very, very brief AEW review. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. Thank you guys for being here, the people that are here. Thank you for supporting the channel. If you are yet to, please do like and subscribe. We were on 320 subscribers. I think we've gone down, but please do bring us back up again. But if not, if you just want to watch, thank you so much for supporting. Right, Ramon, you had 3 more when I last left you. So 4 Horsemen so Anthony says 4 Horsemen, Page, FTR, and Spears. That's cool. It's different to mine. So Ramon, you still owe me 2. You still owe me 2. But you give me a smiley face, so that's cool. That's cool. Oh, we have 3 already. Cody will be the 4th. Okay, cool. Yeah, good. All right, dude. That's awesome. I've just seen the comment. Thank you very much for giving me your 4 horsemen, bud. And welcome again to the chat, and welcome to the Give Me a Whole Yeah family, mate. We appreciate you being here. Thank you for your support. Thank you very much for watching AEW with me tonight. Thank you very much for dealing with my budget version of the Give Me a Whole Yeah Wrestling podcast without the intro and the fancy stuff. We will be back tomorrow night, Anthony and I together. Hopefully I will be deadline free and barely awake to enjoy SummerSlam with my brother Anthony and Jack, who is also a huge part of the family, and the rest of you guys, Wrestle Story, everybody else. I'm going to have a cup of tea now and try and get some rest before I go deep for the rest of the weekend. So wish me luck, and I will see you guys on the other side tomorrow. Just before we go, I'm going to do a countdown, and I'm also going to do the intro music because we don't have an intro. So I'm going to do that. So, but first, the 5 count, right? So it's like a claymore for anybody new, or we do a 5 count, and then I want you to say "Hull yeah" after the 5 count. Okay? So if you're with your partner in the UK, please whisper. If you are not, and you can shout as loud as you wish, please do. And also type it in the comments as well if you want. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Gotta put my tea down for this. 1. Oh yeah. Nah.